Hi, I wanted to go into a little bit about how I benefited from Yaakov Hoder's Creative Improvisation Breakthrough Masterclass. So going into it, before I learned anything from Yaakov, I would improvise basically on the major scale. I know the major scale really well on the fingerboard, but that's about it. And I would improvise on the tone center. If the progression was a diatonic progression, had a tonal center, I would just use that major scale and I'd be pretty well on the money on everything. And I'd have a good framework to improvise on. Trouble is, if the chords sort of changed, went outside that, or changed key centers, then I get kind of lost. And that wasn't so great. But after taking his class with his method and procedure of breaking down the chord progressions into the most simplest of triads, the whole world changed for me. Anything became possible as far as how complex a tune was once I gained that skill of simplifying that chord progression down and into those basic triads. Replace every chord, eliminate chords, certain chords you could just throw away and replace with those triads. And that gave you what I call my cash on delivery notes. They're always going to deliver for you. And that's the basis of your improvisation. That's the framework, the foundation. And from there you can create all your melodies, improvised melodies, motifs, sentences, conversations musically from those my cash on delivery notes. They always paid off. So no matter how complex that chord progression was, there was a way to simplify it, make it digestible, make it easy to remember over a tune that had many changes to it. It became easy to use, easy to do. I mean, it was no longer a mystery. So what I'm looking at in the future is that I'll be able to just learn tunes a lot better, to simplify that chord progression and use that as a foundation. In fact, I'm looking forward to learning more about arranging, making my own arrangements, and starting off from that basic foundation, the triadic foundation, that now I can create new improvised lines, of course, and altered harmonic structures from that basic tune structure that I've created with the triads. I mean, the possibilities are quite endless, because I always mystified how do people make arrangements? How do they add color, substitutions, color and things, and having that foundation. Without that foundation, I don't think I could do that. So I'm really excited about my future in music, future in learning more stuff, really. And that's really, I got that from this class, is that it's opened the doors for me as far as learning music and enjoying music. Because at the bottom line here is you need to enjoy what you're doing. And this sort of opened the door to that enjoyment. It's no longer just a nail-biting, what do I do now next, type of situation. And I wanted to also give you a little bit, if you go down to the internet and you shake the internet tree, shake it around, and out falls a gazillion guitar gurus or people trying to convince you that they know what they're doing, and a lot of them do. I mean, I'm sure of that, but it's whether or not you can really learn from those people. There's plenty of people who are just like insanely talented, really good, but they can't tell you how they did that. You know, some of these people are just, they can just do it. I ain't one of those, but they're no good at telling you how they arrived at something. Yakov, he can tell you how he arrived at these things. He learned in the streets, in the experience, by playing with other people, observing other people, seeing what they did, getting that stuff from them, playing. And if you look on his, his website, he's got a ton of material. Or if you've been to his YouTube channel, he's got, he can validate his chops. He knows what he's doing. Can he teach? Yes, because he has. Before I entered this course, I didn't really have any hesitancy to enter. I just said, "Yep, I want this," because I had a lot of his courses already. He already had validated himself in my mind, because I sort of knew him personally. I didn't, but I knew him personally through his course material. And what I knew from that was that he knows how to teach, he knows how to structure his teaching and present the material in the simplest way possible so that you can understand it. And I keep coming back to that, is simplify. Simple as possible. Make it as simple as possible to understand. And that's what Yakov is he's just an expert at doing that. So I really think that if you're wondering, is this right for you, no one can tell you that, but for my money, I got excellent value out of it. And I see myself using this every time I look at a tune, every time I look at a piece of music. And it's going to be, it's going to really help me understand music better, play better, and just pure enjoyment of life at this point. That's what music does for you. It makes you enjoy your life. And I think Yakov's material, his course, and not just this Creative Improvisation Breakthrough Masterclass course, which opens the world to improvisation that seemed like such a mystery before, but everything else he's done is just open the doors for a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more creativity, and a little bit more skill. So I think you should very seriously consider not only this class, but any of his other material.